Emma smoothed the soft lavender fabric of her wrap dress as she shoved her laptop into her tote bag. Rain tapped steadily against the window, another gray Tuesday in late October, the kind that made everything feel heavier. She was already 10 minutes late for her study group, and Professor Langley had warned, "This midterm will make or break your semester." She glanced toward the living room. Biscuit, her 12-year-old terrier mix, lay curled on his faded blue bed, ribs rising and falling with slow breaths. His food bowl sat empty beside him, again. She'd meant to fill it that morning, but her alarm failed, her roommate borrowed her charger, and then there was that messy text thread with Liam that left her eyes puffy and her mind scattered. "It's fine," she muttered, slipping into her raincoat. "Mom gets home at 5. She'll feed him." She didn't notice Biscuit hadn't lifted his head when she called his name. She just closed the door, the click echoing like a period at the end of a sentence she hadn't finished reading. Sarah pushed open the front door at 5:12 p.m., her nurse's scrubs damp from the bus ride home, her feet aching after 12 hours in the ER. The house was too quiet. No jingle of tags. No eager pause on hardwood. "Biscuit?" Her voice cracked. She found him in the kitchen, slumped beside his empty bowl, breathing shallowly, eyes glassy. Panic seized her chest. She checked the insulin log taped to the fridge, no entry since yesterday morning. Biscuit was diabetic. Without food and his morning shot, his blood sugar would crash. Oh God, no. She scooped him up, so light now, and raced to the car. At the emergency vet, they confirmed it, hypoglycemic shock. He'd gone nearly 36 hours without food or insulin. Another few hours, the vet said gently, and his organs might have started failing. They gave him 4 fluids and glucose. The bill, $823.76. Sarah paid with the money she'd saved for new tires. Last week, she'd sold her grandmother's silver locket, the one she wore on her wedding day, to cover his last prescription. There was no cushion left. Only love. Stretched thin. Emma came home at 9 p.m., still in her purple dress, slightly wrinkled from hours in the library. She was laughing into her phone, recounting a joke from study group, when she stepped inside and froze. Her mother stood in the kitchen, arms crossed, face pale but eyes blazing. Biscuit lay on a blanket on the floor, and 4 port taped to his leg, trembling. "Did you feed him?" Sarah asked, voice low. Emma's smile vanished. I thought you would. I was swamped." "You thought?" Sarah's voice rose. "He almost died, Emma. He's been with you since you were 8. He slept under your bed when you cried over your first breakup. He licked your tears when your father left. And you couldn't remember to pour kibble into a bowl?" Emma's eyes welled. "It was an accident." "I'm sorry." "Sorry doesn't bring him back," Sarah said, voice breaking. "Sorry doesn't undo the fear he felt, lying there weak and confused." Emma opened her mouth to explain her stress, her workload, her heartbreak, but the words died. None of it mattered. Biscuit didn't care about her excuses. He only cared that his bowl was empty. Sarah walked to the hall closet and pulled out an old wooden hairbrush, smooth from years of use. Emma recognized it instantly. Her mother had used it once when she was 10 and lied about breaking a neighbor's window. Emma stepped back. "Mom, I'm 20. You can't be serious." I can, Sarah said, tears glistening but voice firm. Because this isn't about age. It's about you feeling what your carelessness cost. Biscuit felt hunger, fear, weakness. You'll feel something too, so you never forget. 6 swats, she added. 1 for every 6 hours he went unfed. Turn around. Hold the table. Emma didn't fight. Shame pinned her in place. She turned, gripping the edge of the kitchen table, her purple dress bunched in her fists. The first strike stung, sharp, shocking. She gasped. The second made her knees buckle. By the fourth, tears streamed down her face, not just from pain, but from the crushing weight of what she'd done. Biscuit whimpered from the floor. When it was over, Sarah dropped the brush. It clattered on the tile. She turned away, shoulders shaking. Go check his temperature, she whispered. He needs water. And his evening meds, if the vet says it's safe. Emma didn't sleep that night. She sat cross-legged on the kitchen floor, wrapped in an old quilt, Biscuit's head resting in her lap. She fed him broth from a syringe, drop by careful drop, whispering apologies into his fur. I'm so sorry, Biscuit. I'm here now. I'll always be here. She counted his breaths like prayers. At 3 a.m., he finally lifted his head and licked her wrist, a weak, familiar gesture that made her cry all over again. Her phone buzzed. A reminder she'd set years ago, *Biscuit equals love. She'd ignored it for days, silenced it during exams. Now, it felt like an indictment. In the dim light, she saw her mother standing in the hallway, watching, not angry, just exhausted. I forgot to feed my dog once, Sarah said quietly, stepping into the kitchen. When I was 16. Her name was Daisy. I went to a party, came home to find her cold on the porch. She'd waited for me. Starved. Her voice broke. I've never forgiven myself. Not in 30 years. I didn't want you to carry that. Emma reached for her mother's hand. I won't forget again, Mom. I swear. Sarah knelt, pressing her forehead to Emma's. Next time, talk to me before I reach for that brush. Tell me you're drowning. Don't just disappear. Emma nodded, tears falling onto Biscuit's fur. I will. By dawn, the rain had stopped. Pale gold light spilled through the kitchen window, catching the purple folds of Emma's dress where it lay crumpled on the floor, a symbol of the girl who thought love was enough without action. She'd changed into sweatpants, but kept the dress nearby. A reminder, Biscuit stirred, nudging her hand with his nose. His eyes were clearer now. She filled his bowl with precision, half a cup of senior kibble, warm water to soften it, crushed pills mixed in. She watched him eat every bite, her hand resting on his back. Then she pulled out her phone. Deleted the old reminder. Created 2 new ones, 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., labeled in bold. Feed Biscuit. No excuses. Her mother brought her coffee, black, just how she liked it, and sat beside her on the floor. Their eyes met. No words needed. The silence wasn't empty, it was full of understanding. Outside, the world kept turning, cars started, neighbors walked dogs, students hurried to class. But inside this kitchen, something had shifted. Toward care that wasn't convenient. toward love that showed up, even when exhausted. Emma reached for her mother's hand and squeezed it. "I've got him today," she said softly. "All day." Sarah nodded, closing her eyes for just a second. "I know you do." And for the first time in weeks, Emma believed it too. Biscuit finished his meal and let out a soft sigh, resting his chin on Emma's knee. Safe. Federal remembered. Emma understood now. The real punishment wasn't the sting of the brush. It was the guilt of knowing she'd failed someone who trusted her completely. And the real gift? The chance to do better, to prove every single day that love isn't just a feeling. It's a verb. She smoothed her mother's hair back from her forehead, just like Sarah used to do for her when she was small. In that quiet kitchen, with the morning light warming the floor and Biscuit breathing steadily at her feet, Emma made a silent promise, not just to her dog, not just to her mother, but to herself. She would remember. She would show up. She would love with her hands, not just her heart, and that, she realized, was the only kind of love that truly mattered.